Well, good evening. You know, Patrick just said you learn a lot about a man when you're traveling around in a van across Ontario with him for 4 years. That's true about what I learned about him too. But I want to tell you, I just gave him a hug there and I felt that beard against mine, and I thought maybe I should bring back my ponytail from the pandemic. I was watching TV upstairs, and they were saying that what are candidates doing when they're watching the results? And they said they think they're freaking out. I want it on the record clearly that I was not freaking out while I was watching the results. I denied that, but I was pacing around. But I'm glad to be here, and I want to say tonight, thank you everyone who's here, and thank you Toronto. I am deeply grateful for the faith and the trust that you've chosen to put in me once again to lead our city for 4 more years. I've delivered a number of these speeches on election nights, and you know, some of them were good, and some of them, to be candid, weren't so good. But tonight is a great night as we look ahead to a third term at City Hall with a strong mandate from the people of the City of Toronto. I want to begin by saying thank you to all of the people, because there were lots of them who put their names on ballots in this election. It's a courageous thing to do. And I want to, of course, congratulate those who've won seats on City Council. I look forward to working with all of them. And I'm hugely hopeful about the future of this city. But there are challenges in front of us, and we have to meet those challenges together. And I'm looking forward. I've said many times during the campaign, I want to work with anybody who wants to work with me. And I look forward to working with all of the elected members of City Council as we work together to make a great city better. I want to thank my family, I want to thank the campaign team, I want to thank the volunteers and everyone who supported me throughout the campaign and over the last 8 years as mayor. Well, we have a lot to celebrate tonight as a team and as a city. I requested that tonight should be lower key in keeping with these challenging times, and should be about you, the people who made this happen for the city and for me in this great democratic exercise we've just been through. And so I begin with a big and sincere thank you to my co-chairs, Anna Bailau, our deputy mayor who's retiring from politics for now, Deb Hutton and Zubair Patel, who have also been co-chairs of the campaign, and of course Patrick Harris, who did a superb professional job as campaign manager, and the entire campaign team, many of whom are here in this room. All of you, I give you my most sincere thanks. I want to thank you for your professionalism, for your amazing hard work, and above all, for your friendship. Because together, what we did is not that usual in this day and age. We ran a positive, responsible, honest campaign, one that goes against the prevailing negative, divisive trend, and I am very thankful for that, because that's the kind of campaign that I wanted to run, talking about what we're going to do and some of our ideas, and doing it in a positive way, positive about the ideas and positive about the future of this city. Serving as your mayor in this great city continues to be the honor of a lifetime. I love our city and I love working for the people of this city. That's why I ran for re-election in the first place. We've come so far over the past 8 years, but we have unfinished business that I'm absolutely determined to see through. We've made so much progress on getting transit and housing built and growing our economy. And now we have a strong mandate to continue with that progress. And that is what I asked for, a strong mandate, and that is what I have been given. We're going to work with the provincial and federal governments to keep getting the big things done. We're going to get housing built, much more housing and much more affordable and supportive housing in many more places across our city. We're going to get the $28 billion transit plan built, the Scarborough Subway, the Ontario Line, the Eggleton Crosstown West, the Yonge Street North Extension, and I am determined to make sure that the Eggleton East Scarborough LRT and the waterfront transit lines will be moving forward as well during this term of office. We are going to do everything we can to keep our city affordable for the residents who live here and for those who want to live here. We're going to do everything we can to keep our city safe and to support the police as they continue to modernize and keep us safe. We're going to do all we can to support all of the community organizations who work to help the people who need the help the most, including those experiencing homelessness. We're going to make sure that City Hall is focused on the nuts and bolts services that you and all the people of Toronto rely on every single day. I indicated during the campaign, I am not satisfied that some of those basics are as they should be, and that we must and we will get to work on that tomorrow morning to make those things better and to make them as they should be and as they must be. We're going to do everything we can as a city government to make sure that Toronto's economy comes back stronger than ever. That's something I worked hard on prior to the time of the pandemic. I worked hard on it during the pandemic, and now I'm going to work hard to make sure we fashion the kind of recovery that leaves no one behind. And we're going to make sure in that regard that we keep our city united. I am very focused as a person and as a mayor on making sure that we do not fall victim to the strife and the divisiveness that we see elsewhere, and that we continue to be a city that welcomes and respects and supports everyone. There is no room in this city for the kind of hate or bitterness and division that some prefer for their own purposes. And so I will lead in a positive way. I will continue to lead in a positive way which unites, to set an example by respecting everyone and by standing up and speaking up when any group of Torontonians are disrespected. We have resisted the global tide of division over these past years. I'm proud of that because it is true that diversity is our strength, but even greater inclusion must be our goal going forward. You know, I knocked on literally thousands of doors right across the city these past few months. There were no media cameras there, just me talking with Torontonians. And notwithstanding what you sometimes read, most of those people were filled with pride and hope for their city. But many of them are tired. They're still recovering from the dark days of the pandemic. They're feeling the pressures of the affordability crisis. They did feel that their mayor and their city government supported them through those days, and now they are looking for continued support from their city government. Support for communities which remain distant from the opportunity that is Toronto. Toronto is opportunity. It's opportunity all over the place, but people feel distant from that opportunity sometimes. Support for seniors who think that we're not moving fast enough to accommodate some of their changing needs. Support for those experiencing mental health and substance use challenges. They seem too often to just fall between the cracks. It's better these days in that we see them, but now we have to collectively decide, and it's certainly a decision that I have made as the mayor now and the mayor who will be mayor for another 4 years, that we are going to support them. And we can't do that alone, but we must support these people who are suffering in our city. They're suffering from an illness that happens to affect their brain. Would we leave people unsupported who are having a heart ailment or a lung ailment or a problem with their stomach? We wouldn't. And we must not continue to leave unsupported those who are experiencing mental illness and substance abuse, and we can't do it alone. It is a responsibility of the healthcare system, and that is a responsibility in which we will have to have a partnership to support people, a partnership with the other two governments. I want the thousands of people that I met and others I didn't meet to know that I will be working as hard as ever for the next 4 years to address those concerns that I just mentioned and others, to try to improve those supports that I mentioned, because those are the kinds of things that stand between us and our full potential as a city. We all know there are these challenges and others ahead. I made no secret of that when speaking on the campaign trail. Whether it be the city government or your own household, we will have to face economic and financial challenges in the coming months. The city itself is looking at more than a $1 billion budget crunch for next year. And since I will not be imposing big tax increases on people already in the midst of an affordability crisis, it's just not the right thing to do. It does mean that the challenge is in front of all of us, and that's every single person of every stripe from every point on the spectrum, every member of City Council, which is to work together to find better ways to do things. And it means working just as hard to make sure that we have continued real partnerships with the other governments. Partnerships in which they recognize that we, the local government, are often best suited to support people locally, but we are not equipped to go it alone. And that is what I was talking about when I made reference to people suffering from mental health issues and substance issues. With my experienced leadership and with committed council colleagues, and I'm sure they will be committed, I'm confident we can get through this period of uncertainty and come out stronger on the other side, because that's what people expect us to do. These challenges do not for 1 minute dampen my optimism about what lies ahead for this great city. In fact, I have never been more optimistic about this city's future, and you should be optimistic too. Four years from now, I want you to be able to look back on this election and to know that you have made the right choice voting for me. I even want some of those who didn't vote for me to feel that the right collective choice was made on this day. So how will we measure that in 2026? Well, transit will have remained on track. More transit lines will be open with more on the way. More housing will be getting built, and it will be lived in. Some of it will be lived in because it'll be built between now and then, hopefully as quickly as possible. It'll be happening faster than ever before. More homes will have been opened to families, and more will be on the way, and the supply of affordable and supportive housing will have been significantly increased. Our economy will be booming. Businesses will be thriving. More will be investing here, and more jobs will have been created. Toronto will have remained a destination of choice for the individuals and the companies and the entrepreneurs from all around the world, bringing their skills and their energy and their investments to help us to grow. The city will be focused on serving residents, providing the best level of service so that people are confident they're getting the services they deserve and the services that represent the best value for their tax dollars. Our roads will be safer for everyone. We will have a safe city. We will have very significant initiatives underway in the arts. I've talked about those in the campaign. New parks and open spaces I've also talked about. And we will be on track with our properly ambitious environmental goals. Those who've been marginalized will be able to feel a real sense of progress and hope on jobs and on transit and on housing. We will have continued to come together as a city. While so many other places have division and strife, Toronto will have continued to be a beacon to the world of a big, diverse city where everyone feels welcome, everyone feels safe and secure and respected. Those are the kinds of things I want people to be able to look back on when we get to 2026 at the end of this term in office. And we will continue at that time to be recognized and admired for actually creating and maintaining a more inclusive and respectful city. That is what I will be proud to call a successful next 4 years, and what I will work hard to deliver for you as your mayor. I'm ready to get back to work with the council, with the other governments, with the people to get things done. I'll be in the office first thing tomorrow morning working for you. And that's because, it's for this simple reason. I love this city. I love this city. I love this job and the responsibility that goes with it, the privilege that goes with it, and I know that you love this city too. I know that our best days and the best days of this city lie ahead of us. And with the strong mandate that we've received from the people of Toronto tonight, I look forward to making real progress for you, for your families, and for all of those who come to our great city in the years ahead to build their lives here. And so again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you, the team here, but I thank the people out there across the city for the strong mandate they've given me tonight. I can't tell you how grateful I am for the mandate and for the help. I thank you again. I hope you have a fantastic night. Let's celebrate. Thank you very much.